Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm recording this right after I did a house tour video. Parents are back in. It's too hot for them. Yeah, the chargers are in the kitchen the last I checked. I think. Close my door. Here we go. Anyway, like I was saying, I just recorded a house tour video, but my parents couldn't wait outside for their cab anymore. It's too hot, so they came in. So I'm just going to be refined to my room, and I'm going to try not to talk too loud. I'm recording this on not my main phone. I'm recording it on one of my other phones, but I don't have internet here yet, so I won't be able to upload this for a few days. But I wanted to make a video about a topic that I've been pondering about for a while now, but is Casey Jones slowly getting shafted? And I'll explain in a second. Let me reply to my friend. Pause the video. All right, I'm back. So I said I wasn't going to do another video on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles until all 30 episodes are out. And technically, I told the truth. This is not about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles specifically. But episode 3 finally came out today. And it got me thinking, what are they going to do for Casey? Because it doesn't seem like Casey is going to show up in the Mutant Mayhem universe. Unless he shows up in the second movie, which is probably going to be the last movie. There was originally going to be 3, I thought there was, but I think they canceled the third. They might be canceling the third one to make way for the new live action movies. So they may have planned to have Casey in the third. So since the third one might be canceled, they may have to rewrite the second one and add Casey in there. Or Casey just won't show up in this universe. He's not going to be a thing, which is going to be sad and majorly disrespectful. I hope that's not the case. I hope Casey shows up in Mutant Mayhem. Even though I'm not a huge fan of the Mutant Mayhem universe, I at least still want Casey to exist there. And if he doesn't, that's just another reason for me not to like that iteration. But I bring this up because April showed up in episode 3. And I thought Casey would show up too as a cameo, but no, he didn't. At the beginning of the episode, the turtles were playing like baseball in the lair. And I think Donnie hit the ball and it went flying. So then the rest of the story of the episode happens. And at the end, the baseball from the beginning comes back and hits the turtles. And at that point, I forgot that the beginning opened up with them playing baseball. So I forgot that was supposed to be the same ball. I thought Casey was about to show up and, knock the ball into them. Say, oops, sorry, guys. No, it did not happen. It just ended with the turtles and April laughing. And that's got me thinking. Is Casey going to show up in this iteration? I'm already worried Splinter's not going to show up, but I'm paranoid. Of course he's going to show up. It's weird. I mean, we have... April finally showed up. So maybe they're saving Splinter. Maybe Splinter's going to be in episode 4, but what about Casey? Casey is like an important crew member of the Turtles, yet he hasn't always been handled perfectly. He exists in the 87 universe, but he's not a mainstay. He's a reoccurring one-off. Well, not one-off. Probably was going to be a one-off, but maybe they brought him back for popularity. But he showed up in like 5 episodes of 87 and made a cameo in 2012. And he's probably shown up in some of the Saturday Morning Adventure comics, but still, He's not a main part of the team, main part of the cast. He's just a reoccurring one-off. And in the Archie Turtles, the Adventure comics, I recently found out he doesn't exist, or if he does exist in that universe, the Turtles never ran into him. So they never met him, and that's... How can you exclude such a big, important character? Sure, he's not one of the main four Turtles, but he's a big, important, key member. And Adventures isn't even a bad iteration like Next Mutation. No, Adventures is a beloved iteration that has a huge following. So how could they exclude such a majorly important character? I just assume he exists in the world and the Turtles just never met him. Or maybe since they're going to finally finish the story, I heard, they're going to finally wrap it up, maybe they're going to squeeze Casey Jones in last minute. I'll take even a cameo. But I don't know. But that's just, 87 and Adventure. That's weird. Every other iteration has done Casey right. The original comics was the baseline to go off of, because that's where he first started. Then 1990 did his character pretty right. The Volume 3 comics made him a bit alcoholic and not like physically abusive, no, thank God. But there's definitely some kind of something going wrong with him and April's relationship in that comic series. Probably just neglect, which is bad, but it's fixable. It's not as bad as abuse. He wasn't in Next Mutation. They fucked up there. 2003, most people would say, if it's not 1990 or the original, 2003 is the definitive best Casey. 2003 is best Casey. And I feel like, here's the point of the video, here's the point I'm getting to. It feels like every Casey since 2003 has just been going down. They can't seem to get his character right. Here's my crazy hypothesis. It's because they did Casey so good in 2003 that there's no way they can top it. So if they just try to do, Casey and try to just do it better, they're either going to get equal to 2003 or beneath it. And no matter what they do, they're never going to get a Casey better than 2003. So 2007 was not too bad. He's definitely, he's not a bad Casey. He's still like how do I say it? He's a basic Casey, and that's about it. He's basic. He's not as impressive. He's just kind of there. To 2012, as much as I love 2012, Casey Jones in that universe, not one of the better versions of the character. I mean, his mask was a different mask. It didn't have the 3 lines over the mouth until the end of season 4 and season 5. But a mask redesign isn't the bad thing about his character. It's the way he acts. Like, no Casey before him has had a full of himself complex, but we've never had Casey as a teenager before, so I guess this kind of makes sense. You can be a little full of yourself, but there's a way to do that and not fuck it up. And I feel like when he laughed at Donnie getting stung, when Donnie could have died, just because him and Donnie were both beefing over April's love, that's a dick move, Casey. What the fuck? That's your best friend's brother. And that's supposed to be a good friend to you. You're a callous asshat. Of course, some people will say this version is the best version of Casey, but, everyone's allowed to their opinions. But as much as I love 2012, it's the iteration that made me a big Turtles fan, got me into the Turtles. And I do like 2012 Casey to an extent. The negative traits about him keep him from being the best Casey. It's 2003. 2003's best Casey. IDW Casey was pretty good. But similar to 2007, there's not a whole lot to him. I mean, they changed his relationship. Instead of Hun killing his father, Hun is his father, so that's a unique change. You see a dynamic between him and his dad. For some reason, they chose to exclude the April Casey love in this iteration. Maybe because there's an age gap. April is her typical age, while Casey is, just freshly 18. So I guess maybe the age gap would be a little weird. I don't know. But other than that, this Casey's all right. It's not too bad, from what I've heard. 2014 Casey. Well, I guess I should say 2016, but it's the 2014 iteration. It's that universe. My God, they fucked him up so bad. Making him a cop is the exact opposite of his character and what it's supposed to be. It's... talk about missing the point. Talk about not understanding a character. People have bashed that version of Casey for so long. It's like beating a dead horse at this point. He only ever wears the mask once in the whole movie. Casey is supposed to have messy hair, and this guy is clean shaved. 2012 Casey had his hair held down with a headband, but we can see from his bangs that his hair is still messy. He's just holding it down. This Casey, he's not Casey. I mean, he is, but he's just not a good version. He's a terrible version of a character. And now, Rise. As much as I fucking love Rise, dear God, the mess that is Casey Jones in that universe, if there even is a Casey Jones in that universe, because I love Cassandra. I've talked about Rise for years, and I talked about how much I love the Foot Recruit. I love her character. I just don't like that she's supposed to be, or was supposed to be, Casey. Like Casey being a cop, Casey starting out as a villain is just not Casey. Everything else about her, yes, it's Casey. She's crazy. She's over the top. She's batshit. I love it. I love her. But no. She's just... I love her as a character. She should have been her own character, not another version of Casey, because she just doesn't work. For me, many people say she's perfect to be Casey for this universe. Everyone's entitled to their opinions. I don't agree. So then in the Rise movie, we had Casey Jones Jr., or Casey Jones II, which many people say that is actually the Casey of this universe, which his personality is off from how Casey would be, but that's the whole Rise universe. Everyone's personalities are slightly off. But are they so off that it's not even really Casey? Like he's bland. He's kind of boring, some people have said. So since he barely has any traits of Casey other than looks, is he really the Casey? His mom had more of the right traits, so some people say Cassandra is the Casey of the universe, and Casey Jones Jr. here is actually Rise's take of Casey Marie Jones from Last Ronin. They just gender bent her. While other people say this is a new character entirely. Some people say Rise doesn't have a true Casey. They fucked it up so bad that they have two new characters that don't properly fit Casey at all. So technically the Rise universe doesn't have a Casey. It has two new great characters, someone put it. And you know what, maybe that's a good way to look at it. I don't know, the Casey in that thing is a mess. And the last Casey before, Casey started to get shafted was the Last Ronin Casey, which that is a good, take of Casey. It shows like him after he's trying to settle down and try to start a normal life with April, trying to not completely stop the vigilante life, but just try to cut back on it for April's sake so he doesn't get himself killed. We can assume that this Casey started out like a typical Casey should, with messy hair and being reckless, but now he's trying to go clean. And then he dies. So, but that's the whole Last Ronin universe. Everyone dies except Mikey. Well, Mikey eventually dies, but you know what I mean. That whole world's supposed to be sad. So in the context of that universe, that's a good Casey. Seems like the only good or decent Caseys are in the comics now. All show and movie Caseys from this point on have just been, just can't seem to get his character right. And now we have the Mutant Mayhem universe where he might not even show up at all. And I think he might not show up in Teeny Mutant Ninja Turtles either. Maybe. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but it just seems like they fucked up Casey ever since 2003. All on-screen versions of Casey, they just can't seem to get it right. After 2003, they tried to keep Casey traditional and whatnot with 2007, but he came across as bland and boring. So they realized they couldn't top 2003 going the traditional Casey route, trying to stick to mostly what his character is supposed to be. So every iteration since then seems to be trying to reinvent him slightly just to keep it fresh and, try to do something different to try to make something as good or possibly better than 2003. And they just keep fucking it up. 2012 Casey is an ass. 2014 Casey goes against the entire point of the character and goes against his character. And then Rise, they just fucked it. They fumbled it. If you wanted to do a gender bent Casey, I'm all for it. But they fucked up, tried to fix it, and fucked it up worse. Because now we don't even know which one is supposed to be Casey in this universe, if either of them. Some people say can't be future Casey because he's from the future, but what does that have to do with anything? Other characters in other universes have different weird origins where they're from future. That doesn't. Oh, whatever. So I think after the Rise debacle, I'm worried that they're not even going to try with Casey anymore, which that is fucked up. You can't do that. He's an important character. He's part of the main group. I don't know. Why the fuck is there a roach? This is a brand new apartment. Kill it. I hope I killed it. I just found... Where are you guys at?
What?
Oh, I just found and killed a baby roach.
Well, we've been killing them since we got in here.
Oh, so it's not just me. Okay. So did we tell them and they're going to spray it, or is it not time for spray yet?
I don't know. Laura killed one in the bathroom earlier.
Okay, well.
If you see him, kill him.
That's what I'm doing. How long does it take for a taxi to get here? Oh, is it
Okay, we're coming outside.
Oh, taxi's here. Speaking of devil. Okay, anyway. Okay. Anyway. So yeah, that's my concern. That's my worry. I'm worried that... What the hell? Anyway, that's my concern. I'm worried that we're never going to see an on-screen version of Casey again, or if we do, it's going to be horribly mischaracterized. Because after failing to top 2003, they tried to get quirky with it, and they just keep fucking it up. I would say out of all the Casey Joneses after 2003, from their experimental quirky era, as much as I just ratted on 2012 for his flaws, I still say he's probably the best. Like, he's still more Casey Jones than the 2014 Casey. And at least he is definitively a Casey without question, unlike Cassandra or Casey Jr. from Rise. It's just, I don't know. Why is it so hard to get Casey right? I don't know. The whole Turtles is all about experimenting and getting quirky in each new iteration. But it feels like Casey Jones is the one thing that whenever they try, they mess it up. You can switch up April all you want. You can switch up the Turtles, Splinter, Shredder. I mean, we had Goofy Shredder in 87. He's a great character. And then we have Utrom Shredder in 2003 and in 2012 Shredder. All those are very different takes of the character, and they all work, and they're all good. And it just seems like Casey, for some reason, can't work the same. If you make it too different, then it just doesn't work. I don't know why that is. All the other characters are so flexible, but Casey, bend him too much and it just breaks. Maybe I'm just being a negative Nancy. I don't know. Oh, I thought I saw something. Okay. Are you guys gone? Yep, they're gone. I can walk around the apartment freely now. Yay. Is it locked? Yeah, it's locked. Okay, just checking. So yeah, just wanted to say that. And I guess end this where I started, talking about Teeny Mutant Ninja Turtles. Is April just going to be black forever now? I'm not a racist. A lot of people don't want April to be black, but that's just because they're far right-leaning bastards. I probably just alienated some people, but whatever, they're nasty people anyway. Far right-leaning people are just the worst. I stuck with a family of them for years. I'm not going to mention names. Anyway, I was all for April being black because, Turtles is always changing stuff and doing cool stuff. It's always cool to see what's different. So sometimes April's a redhead, sometimes she's a brunette. And then now she's a different race. She's black. What's next? Oh, black again? Oh, you just made her, plus size this time. All right, that's cool. That's cool. Get some plus size representation. All right, what now? What's different? What's going to be cool and different about Teeny Mutant Ninja Turtles? Oh, she's just black again. She's a kid now, but that goes without saying. Everything in this universe is kid. So, I'm not saying she should always be a white redhead in every single iteration. There should be no deviation, but I don't want to say forced diversity because that's far right-leaning, talking points. I don't like to agree with them. But do it once, that's fine. Do it twice, all right. Do it 3 times. Okay, it's starting to look like you're just... Can we get an Asian April? Maybe a Hispanic April? Come on, something, anything. Maybe even an Indigenous American or Indian April. Anything. I don't know. Oh well. All right. I'm going to cut this off here. See you guys next time. Peace.